So welcome back, everyone. Now, my next guests have been on my show before, and let me tell you something. I only wish that I had people that I knew I could call people like you at one time in my life. I have with me Carolyn Rhea, if I'm saying that right.
Yes, you are.
And she's the owner of Professional Claims Management, and she has two other people with her. She has Christopher Boardman, and he is, what is it, your position there?
I'm a public adjuster. Hello, hello.
Let me tell you something, guys. Public adjusters are your friends. I also have with me Michael Harker, and he is what there?
I'm also a public adjuster.
And again, I'm going to repeat it. They're your friends. And let's talk a little bit about yourselves and what you do. Go ahead, real quick.
Well, a public adjuster is basically a license that's given us to give us authority over insurance policies. So the long and the short of it is everybody pays a home insurance premium. They get 70 to 80 pages sent out to them, which is their policy. They see the front part of it, the front page that declares how much coverage they have and that sort of thing. But really what they see is the premium. They're paying $1,200 a year. Nobody thinks of the insurance until a fire, a water situation happens, a storm comes through, and at that point it's top of mind, and they're then in the system of the insurance carrier and their claim system.
But here's the deal, guys. You don't have to call them, and I want people to understand how your services work, because that's another thing that I learned. I listen. I want you to tell everybody how your services work so they understand how they can't call you number one before they call their insurance company, because everybody does that. Oh, yeah, I got to call my insurance company. But you don't necessarily. You can call them first, and then how your services work.
Thank you, Carol. So, yeah, if you call us, we can take a look at the loss and qualify it, see if it is indeed a covered loss or if it's not, because you don't want to open up a claim that's not a covered loss. By hiring us, we get in there and we negotiate and adjust the claim with your insurance carrier. We make sure that you are paid for everything that you're entitled to under the policy and some things that you don't even know that you're owed, because the insurance carrier is not necessarily going to go out of the way to tell you that they owe that. They're not going to look for uncovering damages that are there that they probably think are there. It's up to you to present the claim to them, but they love to take control and present the claim to you, tell you how much they owe you, and you think, game over, job done, I got to figure out what to do next. But we handle all that for you. We take away the headache, and I think we all love our job. We're all very passionate about it.
Well, what I know more, too, is that because you work for them, you are Arizona's advocates if anything goes wrong, right? In your homes. But
correct.
What I know more than anything is, like, my insurance company, they don't want me to get as much as I can. They really don't.
Cuts
right?
in the profit margins.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you, but on the other hand, are looking out for them to get as much as they can.
As much as they're owed, yes.
As they're owed,
yes.
Right.
And
I want to
Carol,
say it correctly.
Here's an example of a client that I was on over the weekend. It's a client that's out between here and Tucson. There's a lot of wind that goes through that whole corridor, and they open an insurance claim because of water that was getting through the ceiling. The insurance carrier has sent them like 3 checks, all for under $1,000. They haven't explained what those checks are for. They have a claims adjuster that doesn't return calls. So basically what you can devise by that is the insurance carrier is trying to quickly pay something and say, okay, here's what you get, assert authority, and have these people say, oh, at least I got 3 checks for $800, and that's where we come in and we say, hey, slow things down. We're going to make sure that our clients are absolutely transparent on what's being paid. We're going to indemnify them, which is the concept of putting things back to pre-loss conditions. And we're going to make sure that we maximize that claim so that there isn't anything that's left out, and that we do a full investigation to make sure the house or business is put back to the way it should be.
So you also do second opinions.
Absolutely. In fact, I was going to bring that up. So there's a claim that we're currently working on, and this claim was denied almost 4 years ago. So if you have a claim for fire, water, collapse, anything, you posed it to your insurance company and they said, no, you get nothing. Sorry, here's your denial. Bring that to us. So this claim that I'm working on currently, there was a beam that collapsed in their basement. It caused their entire house to sink. Wow. So you can look from the outside and it almost looks like a gingerbread house from the sag in the roof line. Almost every room has cracks, drywall damage. The floors are sloping. Their insurance company denied them. I looked at their policy language, looked at what was damaged, and I looked at their denial letter. There's no justification for it. We're going to get them their house repaired.
Isn't
It's going to
that
happen.
awesome? You know, I want to get some information about you. You do free consultations with everyone. You're based in Arizona, but you can help anyone nationwide.
Yes.
Okay, and they're both residential and commercial. They do second opinions. Let me tell you something, guys. I was in an earthquake. Okay, I lost my house. I only wish that I could have had known that I could have called someone like you, because I didn't get anywhere near what I probably should have. And if I knew, I would have been so thrilled to have people like you on my side. So
You
can-
hear it all the time.
Absolutely, I'm sure you do. So write this number down, because you never know when you're going to need it. Maybe you know someone right now that needed it. Write it down. It's 480-840-1816. Their website is onyourside.us.com. You got to check them out, because you know what, guys? They're your advocate. They work for you. I want to talk to you about a couple different things before we get to some of the other things you want to talk about. Sorry, I'm in charge today, okay?
Please, go ahead.
So, Carolyn, you have written a DUI guide. I'm sorry, I called it DUI guide. I didn't mean that.
Wow.
DIY.
That's-
Well, I've had a lot of
It's only Tuesday, Karen.
Okay, and I don't drink. Okay, DIY guide.
Yes.
Tell everybody a little bit about it.
It's a DIY do-it-yourself guide on how to approach an insurance claim, what to expect, how you can participate in the process. It's about 14 pages long. There's a couple of sample letters in it, so it's free.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer that to everyone. Everyone is going to get it by calling me, and you can call throughout the rest of the show. I think everybody should have this on your desk, just to be, when something happens, you have it there as a reference, and then you call them, and then they help you do the rest.
Absolutely.
So the number here to call is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. It's a DIY guide. We're going to give it a name for it so I can come up with something better, okay?
Okay.
And so you can call in here and get that throughout the rest of the show. Don't forget that they do second opinions. I love their website. It's onyourside.us.com. You also are both residential and commercial, and I know that, Michael, you've been writing a 6-part blog series. Let's talk about that.
Sure. So what it's going to be, this series has already started, and what it is help you understand your policy, interpret your policy language, because most people, they get their policy, look at it, have no idea what it is, put it in a drawer. It's better to understand your policy so you know in the event of a loss what you're entitled to, and I help you understand your policy from section to section, because each section covers something different. And if you can put it all together, you know what you've got, easier to understand your claim.
You talked today, you said you wanted to talk about the policy language. Mm-hmm. And it's all about the policy language. Is everybody's policy language the same?
No?
In regards to being confusing, yes, I would say anytime you
That
would
was a
pick
good
up
way to. I guess that was a great question that I asked you.
Absolutely, but it's amazing when you read the different policies from the different carriers. First off, you're going to get your declaration page, which shows your coverages, your premiums, and how much is allotted to either structure, additional living expenses, or your contents and your personal property. But the bigger thing is that after that, you're going to see covered events, and they're going to list that, and they're going to say fire is a covered event. But then you're going to have about 32 pages of uncovered events or perils. And within the policy language of that, I can tell you within one paragraph, I've seen them say, this is not covered unless it is this, but it could be that, in which case it's not covered. And you're scratching your head saying, what does that mean? The good news is we've got Michael here, our policy wonk, who has 20 years in the industry. And I mean, he can look at that and he can say, hey, this is what that states. Or if there's ambiguity in the contract, what does that mean, Michael?
Right. So there's a lot of legal language in there. And there is a principle within insurance that if a normal person, a normal educated person can't understand what the policy is doing, that the insurance company is responsible to explain it or to provide the coverage.
Well,
if there's any ambiguity, the coverage is provided.
I've said this before many times. What I love about my show is that it's information. And one thing I know is a lot of people do not realize that they can call someone like you, a public adjuster, before they call your insurance company. But even if you have, they will do a second opinion for you. Check them out on their website. It's onyourside.us.com. We're going to be back in just a minute.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. And I'm telling you right now, everyone write this number down and put it in your phone number because you never know when you're going to need this, okay? I'm talking with Carolyn Rhea. She's the owner of Professional Claims Management. And, of course, we have with us Chris Boardman and Michael Harker. And they are on your side, and you never know when you're going to need something like this. That phone number is 480-840-1816. They do second opinions. They do free consultations. They do both residential and commercial. They are nationwide. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get the DIY guide. And, it's something that I think everybody should have on their desk. Just have it right there because you never know when something can happen. You can refer to it and see how you can start something. And then if you don't know what to do, you can give them a call. So call in here and get this. Our number here is 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Chris, you have a story that you want to talk about.
Yeah, it's just a claim that I'm currently working on. It's a fire loss that occurred in Nye County, which is about an hour outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is just, this experience just describes what the insured goes through when they're just trying to get their house put back together. This house has policy limit somewhere in the 600,000 range, something like that. Insurance company gets involved. They lowball it somewhere around $250,000, $285,000. We get involved. Our argument the whole time has been this is a total loss. Like if you just say total loss, pay the limits of the policy, the people get their house put back together. This has been going on now for almost 13 months, and we're at the point where we've negotiated the repairs to the point of policy limits. So again, what happened to our client during that 13 months, and did their insurance carrier really care about them?
And I think that's the main thing. It seems like your insurance carriers care about you. You think that, especially when you go, you need to have insurance, and that's for the reasons that you need insurance is because, God forbid, something happens, so you do that, and that's what you think. So, okay, so let me explain why not people not have it and just call you or whatever. I mean, what would you say?
Well,
why do people have to have both?
As far as somebody representing them during a claim?
Right. Why do they have you? Why, they already have an insurance company, so like me, I thought I'd just call them.
Well, the adjuster...
And I got messed up, guys.
Remember, the adjuster on the insurance carrier that's being assigned to your claim, they're not dedicated to just you and your house that just burned down. They've probably got 150, 200 other claims that they're trying to process at the same time. Again, does the insurance carrier load up their adjusters so that they're working in order to delay claims or get people to just be so frustrated that they just accept whatever random $800 checks are dropped to them in the mail? When you call us, again, we do free consultations. We don't get paid. We're performance-based unless we perform.
Tell them that again. That's what I remember you said last time, and I didn't hear you say it when I asked you how it works. Explain that. Explain it, Lucy.
Just like hiring an attorney on a contingency fee basis, we work hard for you so that you get everything that you're entitled to, and we get a small percentage of that.
Right. And that's what's wonderful about the whole thing on top of everything. And let me tell you something. It depends on your adjuster that walks into your house. Mm-hmm. Because during that earthquake, everybody was calling their insurance companies. And there were people that their insurance came in and gave them with, weeds growing out of cracks. Oh, that's terrible. And they got money for that. Whereas my adjuster that came in with my beautiful, let's say, shutters that were made for us, right? Special, custom. Mm-hmm. You can go to Home Depot and get those. And we were devastated and got very little. And it was just terrible. And that was a big problem. So I wish I knew could call you. And I'm so glad I do now, because if something happens, I'm giving you a call.
And that is part of the insurance company process, is that they have these specific vendors, these contractors that will accept work and do minimal jobs but just turn profit by churning them quickly. So you're not getting quality craftsmanship. You're getting a lot of repair folks that maybe aren't qualified. When we work with you, we will help you find a contractor that is going to take care of you and do things right and put you back to the way you were.
They work for you, and they are on your side, and I love their website. It's onyourside.us.com. They do second opinions, so even if you're in the midst of something, let's say something was done and they're not happy with that, can they still call you or no?
Of course, you can call at any time. One thing I wanted to point out is you had just brought up, why would people not just trust their insurance companies? Well, I can tell you every one of the claims that we've just talked about, we're not going to name the insurance carrier, but if you've watched any television over the last 2 weeks, you know who I'm talking about. And why is that? They have these incredibly cute, kitschy commercials that make you feel comfortable, and they have slogans that make you feel like everything's going to be taken care of. Millions and millions of dollars to get that message across, and then on our side of it, we see what the reality of the claims department is. It is not that. It doesn't have the flashy actors. It doesn't have the, oh, you're being coddled in this situation. It's not that at all.
As a matter of fact, it's worse. Because
When I was a claims adjuster, we would get 30 new claims a week. 30 new claims a week. And this was when I worked for the insurance carriers. With that volume, you can't properly investigate. You can't review policy coverage. You can't review policy language. You are churning claims quickly to get them off your desk.
Right.
That's how they operate.
And you can call in here and get this DIY guide that just have it on your desk just so that you have it, and you can start with your claim and start processing it and know some information before anything happens. And then if you need their help, and they're happy to help you, and again, they work pretty much on a contingency basis, you call them and they'll get you all the money that you need. The number,
Absolutely on a contingency basis.
and the phone number to call them, write it down. It's 480-840-1816. Their website is onyourside.us.com. What else should we talk about?
Well, let's talk about the difference between commercial and residential property.
Rentals.
Rentals.
Rentals,
Absolutely.
too?
Yeah. So
Go
if you
ahead, guys.
so you have somebody out of state who owns property here in Phoenix and rents it out. If you have a loss on that, is your insurance going to provide for the personal property of the tenant? No, it's for the home itself and your lost rents. And because you are basically an expat, you're not living here, they're relying on their insurance company to take care of it while they are out of town. Unfortunately, the insurance company knows that and is often not going to take care of them and guide them through. That's why they need a representative, someone
Right.
who could oversee that.
And that's perfect because, we have a lot of investors that listen to this show, and a lot of
Absolutely.
people that are out of town that own property here. And that's when something goes on, when you don't live here.
Right.
And you have everything goes wrong at night and on the weekends, right?
On vacation.
And when you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Right.
So write the number down, 480-840-1816, and call in here and get the guide. I mean, I think it starts with having the guide, too. I mean, love hat. I think everyone should have it. And we're going to do that. We're just going to give it to
Absolutely.
everyone. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Rhea, yeah, I said Rhea. I said Carolyn. Carolyn, I was looking at you, and I want. You had mentioned that you were going to almost talk when I said, "What else should we talk about?" What were you wanted to say?
Oh, just a little, when you mentioned the website onyourside.us.com, we're currently doing a giveaway. So
What's
if you
your
would
giveaway?
Like to, yeah, it's until
You're going
the
to tell me at the
17th.
end of the segment.
We're giving away either an Apple HomePod or a Sonos Play One stereo set. They can pick whichever they want, and you just go onto the website. There's a link. It goes to a raffle copter. You click a few links there. The more links that you click, the more points that you get, or the more entries that you get. So
what was
anyway,
the reason for this? Tell them.
The reason
Just
for
for
the
fun to get a
giveaway?
giveaway? Yeah.
promoting the website and our social media.
Yes.
So we want you to go up on it. They're
Get up
trying
the
to get the
web.
word out. So get up on it right now. It's onyourside.us.com. Tell them again what they're going to get if they get entered in to win. Go ahead.
Either an Apple HomePod or a Sonos Play One speaker set.
So it's on your side. It's really easy to remember. Onyourside.us.com. What else should we talk about? About a minute and a half.
Ooh.
What do you want to end up?
Okay, well, let's also talk about different types of liability policies. So for a contractor, I've got a new claim going on with this. We have a contractor who installed a roof improperly, caused water damage inside the house. The general contractor called us because that contractor's insurance company is lowballing them like nobody's business. So at this point, we're now representing the owner of the home, the general contractor, and we're advising the roof installer.
Where is your blog? Where can that be seen?
It's right on the website.
So and you get entered in to win a what?
Either an Apple HomePod or a Sonos Play 1 speaker set.
So everybody go to it. You can check out his blog, and you can also get entered in to win. It's onyourside.us.com. Chris, what do you want to say?
No, I was just going to say that Michael's blog, we're trying to get it trending. So definitely go to the website and check out the first segment of his series.
Well, we're also live on Facebook, so afterwards I'm going to be sharing the show, and everybody else can be seeing it and sharing it, so we're going to get this to grow. It's onyourside.us.com. They do second opinions. They do both residential and commercial. Write the number down. You never know when you need it. It's 480-840-1816, and they do free consultations, and they work on a contingency basis.